This soccer season is rolling as quickly as Old Man River. And Memphis and Bethlehem tonight have a lot on the line. Welcome to AutoZone Park, 901 FC, and the Steel, all positioning for the playoffs. Now, hi, everybody. I'm Dave Woloshin along with Tim Van Horn. It was March, the last time these two teams played. Memphis got their very first franchise victory. But, Tim, lots changed since then.
A lot has happened since Rashawn Dolly scored that beautiful goal. A lot of changeover on both rosters, and a change in tactics and a change in attitude. Should be a very fun matchup tonight between these two teams clawing to get into that last playoff spot.
And if this Bethlehem team is to bounce back from a tough game at Tampa, Michi Galina's got to be big.
You know, you mentioned the Mississippi River at the beginning of the broadcast. The talent pool for Bethlehem Steel is as deep as the Mississippi River. Michi Galina, one of the youngsters, comes in, 6 goals. He had 7 goals last year, and this kid is one to watch. He has 2 assists to go with it, 2 unselfish player. 901 defense with Liam Doyle, Mark Birch and company have their hands full tonight.
Well, they'll have one extra guy. Cam Lindley did not play in the loss to Pittsburgh. He's back.
Yeah, he took a knock in the St. Louis match, and better safe than sorry, says Coach Tim Mulqueen. Cameron Lindley, well, this guy, he is the linchpin out of the back. He plays a great 6 role. He gives as well as he gets and also moves the ball very well. As you can see, he set up that goal for Marcus Epps against St. Louis in a very physical and emotional match. Great to have Cam Lindley back.
Both teams are at full strength and so much on the line. It is a beautiful night on the banks of the Mississippi River. A little warm, upper 80s, as fall has finally arrived. And this is a long, long season, and yet there is still a lot to play for. Memphis is trying to come back from a loss to a very, very good Pittsburgh team. Bethlehem's trying to bounce back from a rough one in Tampa, and their starting lineup, we already told you about Galina, but take a look at Chambers. He's their captain. And they've got a scorer in Ferris.
Yeah, number 35. We're just going to call him Ferris. That's what he prefers, like Sting or whoever. But also,
all it takes is one name.
Takes one name when you're as good as he is, absolutely. And Picasso, you've got to watch him going up and down the right wing tonight along with Willis. Going to be a very, very tough 4 guys to contain for Bethlehem Steel.
The lineup for the 901 FC will consist up front of Brandon Allen, and you've got the tall Elliot Collier up there. Allen's been prolific, 6 goals in about the last month.
And the key to that is if you find Brandon Allen, he finds the goal. You've got Epps and Collier, fantastic up and down the wings. Good ball control. Welcome back Cam Lindley. He'll sit out in front of Dan Metzger, and between those two, very physical presence in front of the back 4, of course, with Doyle and Birch anchoring the back right in front of Jeff Caldwell.
And there's Brendan Burke in his 4th year, 40 wins, 52 losses, 33 draws. Remember, they're only 1 point behind Memphis in this chase in the East to make the playoffs. And then there's Tim Mulqueen, who has seen so many new acquisitions that Andrew Bell has given to him, and it's given him new life.
Yeah, absolutely. And already Coach Mulqueen animated a little controversy before the match tonight, Dave, as the Bethlehem Steel personnel came out with a tape measure. And we're trying to walk off some of the distances on the pitch, thinking that, okay, maybe this isn't regulation size. Well, they come out with a different tape measure with the referees, and they determine, of course, as always, AutoZone Park fits the bill. Everything is of regulation size. So already a little bit of a hornet's nest stirred up in this match when it means so much. What's a little extra flair, Dave?
I love it. The 2 teams did square off. That was back in March. Memphis a winner, 1-0. Jeff Caldwell, you see him in the yellow. He had his first professional clean sheet in that game. It was Memphis's first win, and Collier's been tough. I mean, he had a clean sheet against St. Louis, and he only gave up the 1 goal to Pittsburgh on a set piece. It really was not his fault. He has really been brilliant for Tim Mulqueen.
He's been terrific, and he's becoming more and more a complete goalkeeper, of course, coming from that New York City FC system. They have a lot of goalkeeping talent there, and we're happy to have him here as he continues to improve and ply his trade.
Bethlehem in white, and they will start things off as the smoke from the guitar smash and everything else is all done, and there's a quick turnover. Here is Epps. Looking in the box, and that's cleared away. For a moment, quick strike by Metzger, but it's wide.
Yeah, so 901 FC already exploiting the left side with Marcus Epps sending the ball in. Not a very convincing clearance out by...
that was by the captain, James Chambers, too.
Yeah, headed that back to the center of the pitch. Dan Metzger in great position to clean up the mess, have a go at it. Looked like he maybe scuffed it, maybe got a little divot there, but early on, Memphis with some pressure.
Their goalkeeper is Todd Morton. He has played in 7 games. He has had 35 saves and allowed 17 goals. This is a team that has given up a bunch of goals, 60. Memphis has given up 43 on the year. Their goal differential -16. Memphis is now at -13 on the year. And once again, 901 is pressing the action. Brendan Allen making his move. This will be a throw-in. It will come from Najim. Najim was a guy who played for Bethlehem last year, along, believe it or not, with Marcus Epps. And Tim Mulqueen and Andrew Bell went to Nashville to take a look at those 2 guys. Loved them, and that's how they ended up in a Memphis uniform.
Yeah, and Brendan Burke still says to this day, in fact, earlier this week when talking about 901 FC, that Najim is a number 10 in his style of play that he would love to have, and most teams would love to have here in the USL Championship. And here we go with an early attack here, an opportunity for a corner, and good to see Cam Lindley, who takes most of those set pieces on the left side, Dave.
You, I know, love him. You know, you've got him and Birch to take those set pieces, and you feel pretty confident. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, they know how to put the spin on it and put it in between the 6 and the 12-yard spot. See if Memphis has an opportunity here. Liam Dole very active in the box right now.
And this thing almost went to that near post. Here is Epps on the run with hustle. Knocked away from him. It'll be Memphis ball. Najim will have the trigger. There is Epps, and he and Pierre De Silva, 2 acquisitions that weren't anywhere even thought about when Memphis and Bethlehem played back in March.
Rashawn Dolly got the match winner, and he has been gone for quite some time.
Yeah.
He got recalled to FC Cincinnati and MLS and has been getting some playing time with them.
And was a chance there almost created for Memphis. Doyle will chase this down. And for the first time, a little bit of control by Ferris. This is the guy who can absolutely play. 7 goals and an assist, tops on the team. He's only 19 years old. And he tries to turn the corner, and that one's not even close. That might have deflected off of Memphis.
Looks like Morton got a piece of that as Picasso made the run.
Brandon Allen had a shot there. He was really looking at Najim. You can see his hands.
A little shell for handball there, Dave. It looked like from a couple of 901 FC guys. I didn't catch that in live action. Must have happened a little quickly for referee Alejandro Mariscal tonight.
He is the ref. Trent Van Heidsma, Kyle Johnston, the assistants. Ronald Ware is the fourth. Here is the set piece, and that's by everybody.
Alejandro Mariscal has worked in 195 MLS matches. Almost all of them, 192 of them, have been as the fourth official. He's been center referee for 3 of the games. He's worked this year. This is his 12th USL Championship match. He has pulled out the yellow card 48 times, just a couple of reds. Well, looking back at some of the matches, and he did the Memphis-Nashville match where there were a little more than half a dozen in that one. Of course, if Memphis and Nashville were to get together for Candyland, there'd be fisticuffs. So, you know, fair play to the referee. But he averages about 4 yellow cards a match. So that's about average in the USL Championship.
Morton will play it over to Ofemu. And Birch tried to get that over to Lindley. In the 5th minute, both teams still feeling each other out. Memphis has been the bigger aggressor. One of the things that we learned about Bethlehem is they're a good possession team. In fact, they outpossessed Memphis in that game back in March. And they like pace, so they're a little different than Pittsburgh per se.
With the depth of their academy, the speed is definitely something they have in numbers, and you know, as parts of the keys of the match, it's going to take more than 1 or 2 things to be able to beat Bethlehem Steel tonight.
Well, it is time for the 901 FC Keys to the Match, presented by My City Rides.
Well, as you mentioned, like they did against Bethlehem Steel, 901 FC has to capitalize on those scoring chances. And also, tough night against Pittsburgh. They were very physical. We got to win the restart battle. Getting those free kicks, the aerial balls, we've got to win those. And also, hey, it's time to start a new streak. And how about a 4th one? Don't stop believing. The playoff chance is still there. Continue to push on, be aggressive, and win the night.
Doyle with a nice trap, and he'll send it back to Caldwell. You talked about Memphis has played so well. That streak 4 in a row, that was tops in the East. Then they play Pittsburgh, which may be the best team in the East, and they actually have their own fate in their own hand in these final 5 games of the year. But Bethlehem went on the road to Tampa and got scorched the last time, 6-1 a week ago.
And, you know, it was that Tampa match that was the catalyst for us to go on that 4-match run. Remember, we lost 5-0 to Tampa, and then we won 4 in a row, played great. I thought we played well against Pittsburgh on Tuesday night. I think that game was basically on a knife's edge. The difference was the one set piece about 15 minutes into the first half. After that, it was honors even the rest of the match, but that was just enough for Pittsburgh to break our streak.
Boy, Josh Morton did a good job there of taking that chance away from Galena. We mentioned him as we featured him in the beginning, how fast he is, and their second leading goal scorer.
I spoke to Tim Mulqueen yesterday at practice, and he spoke about the confidence of Josh Morton continues to grow as he's gotten more playing time this season for 901 FC. There was a time when his name wasn't on the starting 11, but as it has become more and more frequent, he's starting to see a little more confidence out of
Here's
Morton.
a run for Collier and a real chance, and he's going to slide it into the net. And Memphis is on the board, 6:58. What a pass. There were 2 great passes that set this up, and then it was all Elliot Collier.
Good containment on the opposite end of the field, Dave. The defense by 901 FC able to quickly turn around and transition and take it the length of the pitch. There's a ball from Lindley. He takes that. about 35 yards from goal. Collier, no doubt, eyes the back corner. Bingo. Nothing but net. Keeper, no chance on that one.
Keeper tried to gas to the wrong side, and Collier so smart, so quick, and he gets the goal. Not once he missed him for a while. He had his ankle severely injured. Had to take off, about a month, and then came back, and there's a payoff right now. You got to win these games, especially when you got Indy coming up next week. So cash in while you can and try to get ahead of the team you're playing, and there's the first blood.
I believe that's goal number 6 of the season for Elliot Collier, which ties him with Brandon Allen for the team lead.
It came, I think it was at 5:50. Is that what I said?
8th minute. Looks like an 8th-minute goal.
8:50 of the year in Memphis, the 1-0 lead. If they score multiple goals, they don't lose. Here's another chance.
And neither do we, because you get the discount pizza from Papa John's.
Here is Epps settling. Epps will let it go, and that's blocked away. It'll be picked right back up by Marcus. Metzger will play it back, and they'll regroup.
And you know, one of the most exciting things about this first season, Dave, is to see players like Josh Morton gain their confidence. Elliot Collier has just transformed his game since coming down here on loan from the Chicago Fire. There was no doubt in his mind where he was going to pick his spot and take his shot. And at the beginning of the season, I'm not so sure Elliot Collier gets that done. But tonight, there was no doubt. Beautiful shot as 901 FC taking an early and terrific lead on some good work.
And here is Ferris on the move, getting that ball to his left foot. Collier had drawn out, but Birch with the heady play there, and Memphis will clear it away. Now Allen.
Oh, terrific ball.
It is up ahead for Epps. He'll settle. Into the middle. And that one just couldn't go for Najim. He's upset with himself, and it's finally cleared away by James Chambers. Here comes Bethlehem Steel the other way. And a good job by Doyle. Would get a stoppage of play. No, play on. Metzger. And now they'll go wide. Epps will keep it in play. Memphis 1-0. Collier the star. He's got it now, and it's swiped away with a nice defensive play there by Cole Turner. You could feel the energy at AutoZone Park, thanks to Collier. Quickly ahead, here's Galena. Doyle marks him. Chambers, 32 years old, the Irishman. He's steady. He is their Birch. And the quick foot there, I believe that was off of Ferris, the young man from Cameroon. Here's a couple of opportunities for the steal.
Terrific work by Caldwell, because he forced Ferris to take that extra touch. That allowed Birch to get back. And then 901 FC on the other end with missed opportunity as Najim scuffs that one, and they're able to clear that out of the 18-yard box.
Into the 12th minute. 1-0.
I've been to hockey games that don't move as quickly up and down as this one.
This has been good so far. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the game, if this thing continues, it's the chicken salad chick clean sheet. And you get a chance for some money off. A chicken salad chick. This is Shivani Willis. There's a lot of internationals on this team. Willis is from Jamaica. Galena from the Congo. We talked about Ferris. He's from Cameroon. Morton with a nifty move there, trying to get it in the middle, and it's cleared away. That'll be Memphis ball. Lindley throws it in quickly. Epps keeps it in play. Memphis has the better of the possession time so far, and of course the 1-0 lead. Virgil cross. So far, Memphis 55% and growing on the possession time. Najim right back in the middle. Lindley will go wide. No call there. They're letting play get rough, and that one will go off of the steal.
Now we've got a whistle. Somebody's getting a talking to.
And a discussion. That's, I believe.
It wasn't Mulqueen.
I think that was Marskull who was talking to Mulqueen, wasn't he? It must have been something the coach said.
Was he talking to Mulqueen or to the bench? I couldn't tell just by the gesture, but I think he was talking to the. Apparently, somebody on the bench was chirping up. But that includes Mulqueen, so I guess everybody got a talking to there. Huh.
Morton will play it to Najim, and they'll play it back. Lindley very carefully to Doyle.
Well, Tim Mulqueen had a bone of contention with the officials in the Pittsburgh match. The Pittsburgh players were very, let's just say, very physical, to call it nicely, inside 30 yards of the goal. But there were really no cards that accumulated during the match. It was essentially they were using our shins to play kick the can much of that night.
I think they got a couple late yellow cards, and that was about it. Here's Allen trying to get it back to Najim. Settled by Morton. Near the top of the box. Here's Lindley, and that was close. Already, Todd Morton's busy. Guessed wrong on the Elliott Collier shot that went in, and this one, let's see how close.
It's about a yard over, but you know what? I like what he did there. That ball was dipping at the end. I like what he did because 901 FC's already scored a goal, David. Why not continue to attack and unsettle this goalkeeper, Morton? It's been goalkeeper by committee for most of the year, so I don't know how settled or how comfortable he is back there on the back line for Bethlehem Steel.
Memphis needs 3 points, no doubt about it. They're going to be aggressive here, and here is nearly offsides. And the shot and the goal, Marcus Epps. It's 2-0. And I got to tell you, Tim, both these goals, the Collier goal, that one by Epps, they have been set up with great passes.
Terrific ball by Liam Doyle out of the back over the top to Epps. Epps, who has had some good opportunities the last few matches, scored on the header against St. Louis, gets one the old-fashioned way. He just outraces his defender, goes back post. Goalkeeper not able to catch that one on the back post. Not his fault. No chance there because Marcus Epps was on point. And now, you and I tomorrow can get some discount pizza, my friend.
Yes, we will. No doubt about that. We get that. And Memphis is pretty darn good when they score two multi-goals. 8-0-2, and there you see it. 901 scores twice. You get any large pizza for 50% off. And here's another chance for Epps that is off the knees, right of Ben Afemu, who had to slide over. Epps on fire. He scored 2 goals, 3 games now, and these are critical. 2-0, and I mentioned they don't lose. 8-0-2 when they score multiple goals.
And I go back to that Cam Lindley shot that blazed over the goal. Continued to pepper this keeper. I don't think he's settled into this match right now. I don't think he's confident. He's had 2 quick goals scored, and you've got Cam Lindley who can deliver this ball with pinpoint accuracy to the box.
Here's the corner kick. They go back to Allen, back in the middle. They were looking for Epps again. Collier there. Lets it go out. Will reset again. All Memphis so far. Lindley will put it into play. They've got a big man. They've got Ofemu, who's 6'4" on Doyle. But you've got Collier in there, and you've got the strength of Brandon Allen. Which way does Lindley go? And
now comes the obligatory talking to during a corner kick. Guys will be guys. And they got to know the referee's looking at that.
So Alejandro Mariscal cleared the box for a minute. Now Collier's going to inch back in there. Lindley finally puts it in play, and that one is headed away. Put back in the air by Birch. Ooh, he was looking for Doyle. It was over his head. And here's Collier again. Swiped away, and they'll bring it out with Galena. Up ahead on his horse is Ferris. Into the middle. What a move, and then he goes down. No whistle. And Memphis will clear it away.
Yeah, I think if we take a look at that replay there was nothing about that. That was looking for a call. Well, he started the play. He had a great start to the play because he had beaten Metzger around the backside. And at that point, you see him dribbling. He's looking for contact. There is none. Even Najim jumps over him.
That's a great non-call. Memphis up 2-0 in control as we get close to the 20th minute.
Bit of an anxious moment, though, because 901 FC was caught in transition there.
Here's Epps again. Nifty move. Leaves it for Najim. Into the middle, and it goes by, and a nice rundown by Walter Cortez. Looking to play that in to Collier, knocked away. Good job there by Harriet. Memphis maintains. And Chambers finally able to clear it ahead. Doyle is back.
Ferris and Galena are just looking for an opportunity to run through, but Memphis continues to have at least two back on those guys, and they're trying to funnel them away from the goal. I've noticed tonight so far, oftentimes we'll see Cam Lindley kind of playing the back point in the middle. They have him pushed out to the left tonight and have Metzger more of the central defensive midfielder role, and then you have Grandison on the right side. It's almost kind of a midfield triangle with Lindley not in the middle, which is not what he usually does, but I guess coming back for his first match after having a night off, maybe they're just adjusting him in as needed.
Well, and so much firepower up too. I'm not sure I'd seen the Allen and Collier combination, and here it is, and there's the shot, and oh, he had Collier far post, but it was a little bit too far. The right idea. I love those two guys playing off of each other up front. Cole Turner and Ofemu. Little turnover. Into the middle, Collier. Trap. Morton right back in the middle. He was trying to go to Allen, and it's headed away right back to Memphis. Oh. Epps maintains. And Bethlehem can't get it out of their own zone. Lindley looking far post for Brandon Allen, knocked away, but Metzger controls.
Very calm on the ball tonight. 901 FC very confident, but able to find some space, get a little bit of time.
Collier got it to Epps. They'll feed it to Morton, too far, just a little bit away, and finally Bethlehem will get the ball.
Here's that look again. Brandon Allen, terrific ball across the middle. Elliott was making the right run, just could not get there in time, and nobody on the back post to try to tap that home. But 901 FC continuing to be aggressive. They're making the runs and had sustained possession thanks to Adam Najim applying a little extra pressure up top here just a moment ago. So 901 FC continuing to grow in possession dominance now.
Almost 65% of the time in this game. They've had 4 interceptions already, 3 corners to 1. It's been total domination. Here's Allen again. Allen, quick shot, the save. by Todd Morton. Still in play. Lindley will get it over to Najim. Right back to Lindley. Just looking for space. Here's Metzger. Collier's already scored one. He'll play it wide. Metzger, not a Grandison. Fakes that little heel kick and takes it to the corner. Looking for Epps. We put it in front and Allen couldn't get to it. Here's Doyle playing aggressively. Epps again. Najim will set it up. Memphis now content to just hold. Wait for the moment. Here it might come. They were looking for Brandon Allen, knocked away. And this will be the fourth corner kick in the game.
Wow, there's the shot from Brandon Allen, a left foot strike from just outside the 18. They are not letting Morton get set. They'll shoot from pretty much anywhere. 901 FC with the short throw here, about 15 yards away from the goal line out on the wing, and Epps trying to work it across, but that one's dumped out. Surprised, Bethlehem Steel, Dave, has been playing a very compressed inner back four. They haven't spread it out, and they've given Epps some opportunity, Collier, even Morton to make that overlapping run and given them time out on the wings, and that's where Memphis typically has thrived and been successful this year, has been able to take care of the ball on the wing, exploit the wings, and Bethlehem Steel has been playing fast and loose with their width tonight.
Turner trying to set things up. And here comes Rayon. Into the middle and knocked away. Good defense by Memphis inside. I think that was Liam Doyle. Boy, when he got here from Nashville, I had done the game the last time they were here and was so impressed with Doyle and said, man, Memphis could use a granite like that in the back. And sure enough, Andrew Bell was able to get him.
When I talked with Mark Burge about a month ago, this is not long after Liam had gotten here, he talked about how good it was to have a partner in the back four, but also it allows Burge, who in MLS and in previous years spent a lot more time on the wing, it freed him up to move the ball and move a little bit more forward and not be pinned to the back line so much. So Liam has helped not just the defense in general, but he's also helped free up our captain.
This is the second corner for the Steel, and this one is headed over the crossbar there, over the net, and that came from Ben Ofemu, who's had a couple of goals and an assist and leads the team in red cards this year. Jeff Caldwell working on that clean sheet. Boy, you can just see the confidence in his face.
Yeah,
you get a 2-goal edge. There's no weight on any part of the world.
And you can tell he's plugged into the match too, because he's already had to come out one time to slow Ferris down. So he's already had his first moment of truth. So he's oftentimes you get these 2-0 leads, Dave, if the keeper hasn't had much work, not focused, you can tell he's got that look and he's ready to go if called upon again.
Jeff Collier scored at 8:50. At 15:03, it was Marcus Epps off a beautiful pass from Liam Doyle. Memphis has had the ball now almost 70% of the time. They have dominated this game with Bethlehem Steel, a team that is just 1 point away from them, both trying for the playoffs in the East.
An 8th-minute goal by Elliot Collier, 16th minute goals where we stand. Elliot's 6th of the season, now tied with Brandon Allen. So our question to Brandon Allen is, hey, Brandon, can you match that tonight?
Here's Najim right back to Collier with a quick shot, and what a great defense there. That was another meaningful shot. Metzger will set it up. You can just see this team getting better and better and growing and growing. Playing toe-to-toe with Pittsburgh. Here's Epps again in the box, and that one got away. He was actually looking for Brandon Allen.
And I know this game has meaning for 2019. But this has me excited for 2020. Collier with the left-footed shot. Took a last-second block by Nathan Harriel again. Yeah, Harriel has been Johnny on the spot tonight. He's taken a shot, I think, to the shin a couple of times, and may have had one even to the chest from point-blank range too. He's putting in a night's work already. And I don't think it's going to slow down at this point the way 901 FC's had possession.
By the way, that flag being waved, that was a 901 FC flag. That was not Bethlehem giving up yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Clarify.
Too much blue in there to be the flag of surrender, right?
And we've got our first whistle for rough play here, and I think could be a flag coming out here, a card coming out here. Nice discussion, though, with Birch and with Ferris, young man from Cameroon. Mumbanya is, I guess, the name he formally uses, but on all of the stats and the notes that I got, they just said Ferris.
Ferris.
It's a lot easier.
In fact, their media relations in the pronunciation guide says as in Ferris wheel.
Right.
So we're not just making this up.
Najim on the throw-in.
You know, I know Bethlehem Steel had complained and were very skeptical about the dimensions before the match. I wonder if they think their goal is too wide right now.
That was the box they were looking at. This is played up to Allen. Allen again, the quick score! I think he got it with his right foot that time. He missed with his left. He connected with his right. It came in the 29th minute, and now it's 3-0.
Did he hear us? Because he's looking to the press box. 2 minutes ago, we said that Elliot Collier had tied him for the goal lead. Can you match that? And he's like, yes, I can.
Allen's 7th with Memphis.
Beautiful finish, settles the ball. Not really much momentum on it. That's all power generated by Brandon Allen. And again, 901 FC picking out the corners. Todd Morton shaking his head after that goal, saying, I don't know what I got to do here to stop these guys.
Well, he's been beaten to his right in that corner by both Collier and Allen, the two leaders. And there's Brandon saying, what did you think of that? Well, I believe this is the 10th game I've done this year, and I've been to a couple of others. This is the best overall team performance in every facet that I've seen. And you know that Tim Mulqueen and Andrew Bell have to be feeling pretty good right now. You've got a rough road still to get to the playoffs. Even with a win tonight, you got to hope for Charleston and Birmingham to falter a little bit. But at least you could get 3. You're inching closer to 3 points tonight, which theoretically is within 5 of those 2.
And taking care of our own business is all that we can do. And as you just saw, Dave, Adam Najim, Marcus Epps continuing to put selective high pressure on Bethlehem Steel, not yielding a single yard to them. They're having to earn everything just to get it out of their own half of the pitch.
Long throw in, knocked away. And look at Najim spinning his magic. They'll cross it over to Doyle. And Doyle with a turnover.
Yesterday,
wow. Now that could draw a card there, some unhappiness. I think that was Ferris.
And now Chambers is going to be politicking to avoid a misconduct or I guess a dissent yellow card here, and I think he's successfully done it.
Watch the no look. Wow.
And I think John Morant would have been impressed by the no look pass.
That was
the Grizzlies. Wow.
Lindley, that was his 6th assist on the year right there. A thing of beauty. The attempt by Brandon Allen on the heel won't go. Ferris will dump it out, but it will come right to Grandison. Grandison in the battle with Galena. 2 young guys, Ferris and Galena. There's the future of Bethlehem Steel. Bethlehem Steel, by the way, part of the Philadelphia Union of the MLS. They're like Atlanta and Tampa and the Red Bulls. They each have 2 teams.
Right. And of course, New York City FC as well has that. But and that's critical to tonight's roster, Dave, because Philadelphia Union are fighting hard for home field advantage in MLS. They're sticking with their current guys, and that's why we're seeing some of these academy guys and younger guys in tonight's match. They're able to send them down to Bethlehem Steel.
Harriel again saved what was almost a second goal for Collier in this game. Jeff settles again. Looking for Allen. Knocked away by Ofemu.
Again, 901 FC, Metzger comes up, just not letting Bethlehem Steel have the easy passes out of their own defending third. And that is, that's got to be frustrating right now, trailing 3-0 here in the final third of the first half, and not able to get anything going at this point. And Memphis fans, I don't know about you, I think they're going to be pretty darn happy about that to this point. Walter
Cortez will put it into play. It is really dominating in every different category. That's down to 66%, but you can't, hard to keep the intensity up when you talk about time of possession. Allen again, shots on goal will be very intriguing to see when we get the numbers on those. There's really been only one possible scary moment for Memphis on the defensive side. That came when Ferris actually tripped, looked for a call. Knocked away, but it should be Memphis ball. Najim will trigger it in.
The key for practice this week from yesterday's practice anyway, from what I saw with Coach Mulqueen and 901 FC, was this is the third match in 8 days, and it was just critical simply to have good energy in the practice, but then recovery for the rest of yesterday, all of today. Very physical match Tuesday against Pittsburgh, and could have very easily taken its toll, but thankfully the game was on Tuesday. Spirits were high. Everybody was working hard. Cam Lindley back at 100%. We're going to see, I think, Abdi Mohammed back healthy 100% within about a week. He's had a foot issue. So we're getting everybody back together for the final month of the season, and there's going to be a lot of tools available for Tim Mulqueen and 901 FC.
A little bit of a nutmeg there on Marcus Epps, and here comes Ferris. Up ahead and a real chance, and off the side. That was the opportunity they were looking for, and you could see Galena very upset with himself.
That might have been their moment right there. That was a chance to get into striking distance to 3-1 with 10 minutes to go in the first half, because we still got plenty of time. There's a lot of things that can happen, Dave. Terrific through ball here to Ferris. He goes around Caldwell. Caldwell, instead of just going to his side, leans back and toward the goal. Does not present much but a sliver of the goal.
That was very good goalkeeping there. You're right. Didn't give him much. If he had gotten it a little higher, he could have maybe gone more to the inside, but Caldwell forced that with the left foot off that post. Here's another chance and another goal. Brandon Allen. Just like that, they counterattack, and now it's 4-0.
I guess Brandon Allen did not like Elliot Collier catching him for the team goal lead, and he has responded in resounding fashion. How about that? A near miss on the other end by Galena, and then down at the other end, a no-doubter. What a ball from Najim. Another semi-no-look pass, this time from Najim. A beautiful finish from Allen, and when he spots the goal, he starts to salivate it. He quenched his appetite right there.
Every goal has been set up in this particular match beautifully, and you're right. Sometimes it's your night. Off the post on one end, inside on the other. Allen second, and Memphis with a 4-goal advantage.
What a finish by Brandon Allen. Let me go old school history on you here, Dave. That's the 8th goal of the season for Brandon Allen. For all of Memphis professional outdoor soccer, the single season record is 12 by Paul Child in 1980 with the Memphis Rogues. With a month to go, he could erase the record books.
Wow.
How about that? And Elliot Collier, too.
You gotta clarify that, Tim Van Horn.
Yes, sir.
That would be the outdoor record, which is the indoor record would clearly be Stan Stamankovich.
With 2,450.
Whatever it was for the Memphis Americans at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Yes, to be very clear, that is the outdoor record in 1980. Now listen to this about Bethlehem Steel. James Chambers is who they officially list as their all-time leading scorer with 18. But if you got to go back to the 1920s, Dave, to the original Bethlehem Steel, and the name Archie Stark. He scored 70 goals in the 1924-25 season, ended up with over 240 for the team. That 70 in 1 year stood as an all-time single-season record until 2011, 2012, until a guy named Lionel Messi, ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Scored 73. Archie Stark, 1950 induction into the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame.
I am impressed with that knowledge.
Who were they playing where you score 70 goals?
Well, you just mentioned Messi's playing the best in the world.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Stark was playing the best of his era.
Yes. Yes.
And got 70.
And he only played for the national team twice, but he scored 5 goals then.
That was starkly revealing. Apps controls. And Memphis has been in control this whole game. Nice pass to Najim. Apps will play it back. It is hard to stay intense. You see Birch heading back to Collier. There's been very little pressure at all on Jeff Collier. That is one of the tactics I'm a little surprised at least at this moment, when you're already down 4. And out comes Morton to take that away from Brandon Allen. But you would press, you would think, a little bit more than maybe Bethlehem has.
You would have thought at 2-0 down, Dave, that they would have started rolling the dice a little bit, putting more numbers forward. But I would chalk some of that up to 901 FC imposing their will. I think the pressure by Adam Najim, Brandon Allen, Marcus Apps, and Collier have been terrific in the defending third. They just have not given Bethlehem Steel much breathing room tonight. And you take that with the Mid-South humidity, it's got to be stifling on the field, literally and figuratively tonight for Bethlehem.
And 2 no-look passes that have been brilliant. The Doyle looper in there. I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Including Jeff Collier forcing a really good opportunity by Galena to go off the post. And here is one that's cleared away by Liam Doyle.
A little bit of a shank there. I think he was trying to clear that wide. Yeah. That had a little spin off the 9-iron.
Even when you miss, it doesn't hurt you on nights like this.
Yes, sir.
So this will be a set piece. It'll be the 3rd one, I believe, in the game now for Bethlehem Steel. I'm looking on my StatCast here.
On USLChampionship.com.
Yep.
Terrific where you can stay up to the second on a lot of the match stats. But this is a key moment for Memphis 901 FC because these set pieces are where you can get a quick goal with little effort. Oh, terrific push away by Caldwell. Did just enough to clear that out of the 18.
And Ferris trying to buy himself some room and some pretty good marking in there. Here is Willis. And they will play it back to Cole Turner.
This first half is a testament to goalkeeping that the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect that you had an easy evening. Only 3 moments, but 3 big moments, and Caldwell has ticked the box each and every time with a resounding yes.
And some good team play there that time by the Steel. Here is Ferris running it down, keeping it in play. Picasso sends it in the box, and the header goes by, and there's Ferris saying he got roughed up in there.
Good
there's
push
that
off.
Punch away. Yeah, Harriel was right there. That could have been dangerous.
And for a goalkeeper, all you want to do is just redirect. You don't have to punch it a mile. You don't have to punch it a mile high. You just want to absolutely just get it out of the way.
Coming up at the half, we're going to make some soap with Josh Morton and Liam Doyle. Then we'll take a look around the league. We've got the first half stats, and I think you're going to like all those numbers.
And I think tonight's soap is going to be it's going to be a fun one to see what particular one that they've got. They have some interesting names. I can't wait to see what they've got at halftime tonight, Dave. Should be good.
Cam Lindley put on a little bit of show, then an unforced error. It'll be the Steel's ball. In the 43rd minute, 4-0 Memphis. Collier and Epps, and then Allen with 2 in a row.
Would love to see him get a hat trick. Was here on the night that Elliot Collier got his against Hartford back on July 6th, and that was a special night. That was our first home regular season win in the USL Championship.
Morton will play it out. Memphis will put no pressure on. Here's Epps trying to poke it ahead. He had the beat on Allen, knocked away.
You would think this is a tie game with as much noise the Bluff City Mafia is making tonight. They haven't stopped.
They have fun, don't they?
It's like there's blood in the water. Here come the Sharks, and they are all over Bethlehem Steel and pulling for the boys in blue tonight.
They'll go wide to Collier. Here's Morton, looking to go back to Collier on a give and go. Headed away momentarily. Najim in the middle. Lindley, he's going to take a shot, and that deflects off of Harriel, but really no danger for Todd Morton.
I got a bit of respect for Morton there because, I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't want that to go out for a corner, but he went a long way, and he's plugged in, and he's still going at it hard here. I mean, he's putting in the professional effort, but 901 FC has just been clinical with their finishing tonight. Not much he could have done.
Final 45 seconds of regulation, and the Steel will get the ball.
Today's September 28th. It is technically fall, right?
It is.
Because, I mean,
you of all people, former meteorologist, weatherman that you were in another lifetime.
84
you should
right
know.
now.
I know.
Well,
we keep breaking records. This is going to be the hottest September in the Memphis area in history.
I said I was a weatherman. I never said I was right that often.
No. Well, you know, I noticed you were right within the context of time, like in the first hour.
Oh.
Those 10 days are tough.
Yeah. Well, Mother Nature just didn't agree. It wasn't my fault.
Here's a chance for Picasso. Into extra time. We're going to get an extra minute. And that one in the box. Lindley tried to clear away. He could not. That's Doyle gotten in the way, and then Doyle knocked it right off the leg of Galena.
That was a smart heads-up play. He drew a goal kick. He had nowhere to go. Just blasted that off and knew there was only one place that was going to go, and was wide. But the team defense right before that, Dave, they stood firm. They didn't stick a foot in. Bethlehem still looking for anything, even if a penalty kicks, just something to take into halftime. Good team defense. Look at Doyle. That's what we call getting stuck in the soccer business, and just launching that off of Galena for a goal kick. That won't show up in the box score, but I guarantee you Tim Mulqueen will remember that.
What a great acquisition. Final 10 seconds or thereabouts. And here comes Memphis. And that'll do it. That's 45 minutes plus in the books. All Memphis. What more can you say? That's total domination. 4-0, and the Memphis Mafia, they love every bit of this one. And there is a dejected Brendan Burke trying to figure it all out. Great teamwork. You've seen it all.
Yeah. What do you say we do it again, though?
I would take another performance like that. I would take, like the Pittsburgh tactics, maybe. Play back a little bit. They're beating the drum, and this is why. It all got started early on. Marcus Epps got it going. Allen's had a couple. Collier's in there, too. 4-0 Memphis. Nighttime in Memphis. You can see the lights in the distance of AutoZone Park. Inside, well, they should be a little happier. It's 4-0. The hometown 901 FC trying to win their 5th game out of their last 6. They have been nothing short of brilliant and dominating in this game. A couple of goals for Allen, 1 for Collier, 1 for Epps. They're beating the drums for the offense. Time now to take a little bit of a walk or stroll with Josh Morton and Liam Doyle as they go making soap with Buff City Soap.
Two hands.
I want to mess this up.
15.
Oh no. It's perfect. I think I have a future in this. Look at that, that's pretty good. Looks like Yokin. Can you do it? That technique. Hey guys, it's Liam and Josh here from Memphis 901 FC. We're at Buff City Soap and we've made these masterpieces that you should come down and buy.
So go with the left foot, Jamal Johnson.
Puts it in. What a goal!
Perfectly played.
And to splice this New York defense with a curling effort. That's incredible! What a goal by Nard. Johnson, though, going to hurry things up. Tenorio giving a blast. Goal!
Clever will take a shot. He fires it home for a classic.
Cicerone to the back post. Sliding it in. What a start for St. Louis. Tyler Blackwood.
Wharton and Espria in it as well. Williamson strikes and puts it in, a 4th for T2 on a beautiful strike.
Asante saved by Cochran.
And a save by Morton. Through and a diving stop.
Punched away by Laurel. Follow, tip save Laurel. And this. It's a hammer. Oh, that's an important intervention by Logan Ketterer.
Knocked on. Klaus fires and back of the net. Paul Klaus. Finally here. Ball swept in. Headed on, up and in, and just like that, Toronto answers.
Ball played forward up the side. Moon trying to drop it back. Tries the left-footed shot and finds the back of the net. Nick Moon in stoppage time in the first half, breaking the deadlock. Rayo now for Rodriguez, going for that top corner. What a save by Silvestre. Through the midfield for Richmond. Calls for Wheeler Amanu, and a shot saved by Fitzgerald. Still around the box for Chattanooga. The shot by Caparelli's pushed aside by Herrera. Austin Amer.
We'd like to thank our official Memphis 901 FC pub partners, Aldo's Pizza Pies, Silky O'Sullivan's, High Cotton Brewing, Crosstown Brewing Company, and a whole lot more. And you can watch every Memphis 901 FC home match or away at these pubs, including Memphis 901's FC's next road match. That's against Indy 11 next Saturday. That is a huge game. October the 5th at 6 on CW 30. That is against the second place team in the East. That will be big. And this is your reminder that Memphis 901 FC wraps up the inaugural season next month. 2 matches at home in October. If you haven't taken part in this special year, this is your last chance. 901-721-6000 or visit memphis901fc.com/tickets and get your tickets today, because those 2 games, by the way, could be very meaningful about making the playoffs.
Yeah, and Louisville City would love to beat them. Louisville City has been recent champion of USL Championship, so it is not going to be a cakewalk for that final month of the season. But tonight, all smiling faces around AutoZone Park. Looking good.
It does. It looks good. New field looks very good as well. They put in an absolute new turf surface for the AAA championship game, and I think everybody here is very, very pleased. And we'll take a little bit of a look around the league. The battle for the top spot in the East comes to a head on Saturday night in Pittsburgh when the Hounds host the 11 at Highmark Stadium. Pittsburgh enters the contest just a point behind Indy after they extended their shutout streak to 556 minutes. That's over 6 games. In Tuesday's 1-0 victory here in Memphis, I was so impressed with Pittsburgh. And then Ottawa Fury FC enters the week 7 points above the 11th place Charleston Battery, with 5 battles still to play. The Canadian side will look to inch even closer to its first trip to the USL Championship playoffs this weekend when it visits a North Carolina side that has picked up just 1 point from its past 5 games. And then, of course, next up for Memphis, we've already mentioned it here. It's the Indy 11, and they are chasing everybody. There's what's going on tonight. So Charlotte is a team that is in the mix here, 4-0. I'm looking to see Nashville over Loudoun.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh continues to knock off Indy 11. They could be in first place when the night is over. St. Louis and Atlanta United all knotted up, and so is Louisville and Tampa Bay.
That is a barn burner going on with Louisville and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay ran rampant last week over Bethlehem Steel. Louisville City has a prolific scoring record this year as well. They are going toe-to-toe. Folks getting their money's worth, no doubt, out of that one in a big Eastern Conference battle.
And this is what the statistics all look like at this moment. So you go to 10, and Birmingham is there, along with Charleston. Memphis looking on the outside by 8 points. They could get closer tonight, obviously, with the win. And we mentioned Pittsburgh now. If they win this, they will shoot up past the Indy 11, and they have their own fate in their own hands. At the top is New York Red Bulls 2.
St. Louis is going to be tough to catch. However, as you said, that 10 and 11 spot and the 12 spot, with a win tonight, things get very, very interesting. And all 901 FC can do right now is just take care of its own business. So far, first 45 minutes, big check mark for that with a 4-0 lead here. But anything goes in the top 4 or 5 spots right now, Dave, and it's an interesting race.
Well, you're talking about good numbers. How are these presented by your Memphis area rideshare? These match stats for Zip: 13-7, 5 shots on goal, nothing. Look at the possession time. Look at the passes, and we know 4 beauties for sure that set up goals. Corner kicks were the same, and Bethlehem Steel was just a little bit rougher with the fouls than 901 FC, but this really was a totally dominating performance.
Very much so. With total passes, 259 from Memphis, staying very busy even in the attacking third tonight.
We got the second half coming your way in just a minute. Can Memphis keep this up? Moments away from starting the second half with Memphis and Bethlehem Steel. Dave Voloshin, Tim Van Horn. Right off the bat, Elliot Collier.
Yeah, got it started in the 8th minute. A through ball. Elliot Collier latched onto it. Elliot Collier does what Elliot Collier does. Just minutes later, Marcus Epps gets his second goal of the season. Scored one against St. Louis. Brandon Allen, though, in the 29th and the 36th minute. Look at that no-look pass from Najim. Memphis 901 FC picking out the corners. And a dominating first half performance.
What do you think Tim Mulqueen told the guys in navy blue here in the locker room? Just keep it up.
Keep it up and nobody get kicked out of this game.
Yeah. We need everybody for the next 4 after this one if we're going to make the playoffs. Birch will put it into the positive side. And a good press by Ferris.
Any changes in tactics, I think we're going to see almost immediately from Bethlehem Steel. They've got to pick up something in the first 5-10 minutes if they have any hope of trying to make some sort of a semblance of a comeback tonight.
Walter Cortez got it from Chauvenet Willis, and they'll put it back into play. And this one in the box, headed away by Morton. Not that many chances. There was one scary moment off the post. That's all Jeff Caldwell had to worry about in those first 45 minutes of clean sheet. And here is one ahead again for Lindley. And very good defensive play. And that was some pretty heady speed there. I believe that was Galena who came and saved the day.
That could have been a problem for Bethlehem Steel. It's good to see Memphis on a very quick counterattack. Memphis, as we saw at the halftime stats, over 250 passes completed in the first half, and many of those were in the attacking third, building pressure, continuing to be calm around the goal, and causing Bethlehem Steel fits and causing them to do plenty of running in the first half, as 901 FC able to capitalize on chances. And it looks like a set piece here, first time tonight within striking distance for 901 FC.
Adam Najim, that time with a smile. He went down, drew that foul, did a good job. Todd Morton trying to direct. He got beat 4 times in that first half.
So now the question comes, is it Birch with the left foot or is it Lindley with the right foot? Lindley's holding the ball, so I'm wondering if that is his sign to the captain. Captain, I want to take this shot. He's about what, within about 30? No, he's just inside 30 yards of goal on this. So this could be a shot. This could be a lifted ball toward the back post. But the way that 901 FC is lining up at the top of the 18, I'm tempted to think that Lindley or Birch will have a go at this.
Well, Birch had a beautiful bender in the Pittsburgh game that just missed. Lindley's going to reset it, and no one's really sure at this point which way it's coming. Todd Morton's trying to guess. It's Lindley, and it's poked away. Memphis throwing.
Always fun to watch Cam Lindley. I hope that he soon gets another call
up. Wow. So that was a yellow card for Cole Turner.
The foul on Najim. Yeah, speaking of Cam Lindley, I hope his play continues to be really top-notch for 901 FC. I hope he continues to get looks for the men's under-23 team. You know, he'd spent some time with them. Didn't get the call-up last time. Would love to see him get another opportunity. Of course, you know, he's in that Orlando City system, too, and one that they're continuing to keep an eye on up in MLS.
Grandison slides it over to Najim. Memphis possessed the ball 68% of that time in the first half. They just totally controlled the game. And there's a good shield. Is that a push off on Memphis? It might be. It might be on Collier.
There's the free kick again, and Morton, very good job. His first move was a slight step up, a little crow hop, and then pushes to his left, and better safe than sorry. Maybe could have grabbed it, but coming in with that speed and curve, probably the best thought was just simply palm it away.
Captain did some lobbying, and we'll get another free kick out of this. And again, they'll play the guessing game. Lindley or Birch?
I think this is in Birch's wheelhouse. This is almost like a deep corner kick. He can curve this one into between the 6-yard box and the 12-yard spot.
They send Epps, and in the middle, I believe that might have been
Ofemu that
Ofemu did head it away.
Yeah.
There were 2 in the box for Memphis, though.
Brandon Allen and I think Marcus Epps, and now they're going to load up more. You'll see Liam Doyle come in with Epps, and watch for Collier on the back post as well.
Lindley. Oh, it's in and scored. It's Doyle on a rebound, and it's 5-0. He's had a beautiful pass. Now he's got a beautiful goal to match.
Played a little ping pong, a little pinball inside the 6-yard box. Doyle, Johnny on the spot, right man at right time, and you see the smiles by not just Doyle, but his teammates. They love this guy. They love his work ethic, and he gets a payday tonight with a 50th minute goal off of the set piece. 901 FC, terrific ball by Cam Lindley. Look at Josh Morton get in there with that. Doyle amongst the scrum. He turns, fires in left foot. We'll say all from a grand total of 2 yards. Nothing but the side of the net. And 901 FC continuing to assert their dominance here tonight over Bethlehem Steel.
3 Saturdays ago on the 7th, 4 goals were scored against Swope Park. This is the most they've scored in a game all year long. 5-0. And this one came, I'm guessing, about the 49th minute.
Terrific effort. They're going to call that officially the 50th minute. It just ticked over into the 50th minute, but Liam Doyle with a terrific second effort. He was on the goal line for the play, never gave up on it. And now a set piece here, opportunity for Bethlehem Steel, but they're going to take this one quickly, Dave. Instead of lining up for a deep ball into the box, they're going to play the perimeter here in a slip and fall.
And an unforced error
by Issa Rayan. But Josh Morton made that happen by winning that corner kick, putting the header on frame.
And there's the cross. A little dangerous, but Grandison has it. Collier keeping it in play. Brandon Allen sends it ahead. Epps. The heel kick, it was for Epps. He didn't read that play. A little miscommunication there. That would have been a dandy. But the right idea. They're really moving the ball around beautifully. Picasso. And the turnover. Birch chips it in the middle. Collier let it go right by, and a beautiful move. But now Bethlehem with a chance.
Birch calling in Caldwell. Did you see that? He pointed to Caldwell, says, "You got this."
Watch the idea. There's the heel kick just a little too far. And Epps had given up on that play. He didn't go through the ball.
And weighted it pretty good. I think if Epps would have read that instead of taking the turn to the other side, he might have had a chance on that. But it's good to see that the 901 FC players are feeling comfortable with each other, having a little bit of flair. And now here's an opportunity on the right side to see what Epps can do with this.
Najim got it over there in the middle. Here's Lindley with a shot. No, and the ball ricochets around.
Got an over and back offside, Dave. What's going to be? Or I believe, no, I guess we had a foul. We had a foul there at. We had a foul at the midfield. I heard the whistle blow. Saw the flag go up.
Here's Lindley. Once again looking for Epps, who was streaking. And the chance now, here's Picasso on the move. Up ahead. He has Galena. Galena couldn't control. There is Caldwell preserving the clean sheet.
Five 5-0 lead's obviously a wonderful thing. Great position.
That had to be a shove.
Shove down. That's a foul at Mid-South Coliseum on Monday nights.
Galena just absolutely shoved Morton.
5-0 now. This puts Tim Mulqueen in the unique position of using any subs he chooses to for the sake of resting players rather than necessarily for tactical reasons. And there's the foul once again. But now this may totally change who comes into the match tonight, Dave.
Yeah. Well, you know, you might really just to keep some fresh legs. You've played 3 games in the last 8 days. You got to play that makeup game against Pittsburgh. And so you might bring some folks off the bench, and there are plenty you could do that with. Muckett and Sharpie and Paul, who played a bunch. Kunga, who played a little bit last game. You might see him. Pierre De Silva. Haven't seen him, and what a great acquisition he is. And
Liam Doyle once offside.
Yeah. Ferris that time. Quick to the ball. You can see how good he is. And Liam Doyle got a complaint as well.
He is demonstrating it. He was this far offside.
Right.
And each time he gets angry, it becomes, no, he was even further offside. He was even further offside.
Don't forget, Papa John's deal. 901 FC scores twice. You get 50% off on any large pizza using the promo code SCORE TWICE. Now, I just wonder, there's 5 goals scored. Could we lobby for 75% off?
Maybe we just try score 5 and see what the code, let the chips fall as they may. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Maybe throw in one of those chocolate chip pizzas, the dessert pizzas they have there. A little something extra for the effort.
Keep the clean sheet. That's in play now for sure.
Well, then you're looking at chicken salad.
You are.
I'd keep an eye, bench-wise, I'd keep an eye out for maybe Cam Lindley maybe coming out in just a bit. It's his first match back after recovering from the knock. He may be 100%, but with an extra several days of rest, maybe giving him 30 minutes off and maybe bringing Muckett in off of the bench or another midfielder may be an option for Tim Mulqueen. But he basically has the luxury of riches on making substitutions at this point.
Excellent defensive play that time by Nathan Harriel from Florida. And there's a substitution. Kunga is going to come in, and he is coming in for Marcus Epps. Epps scored that very first goal in the 6th minute to put Memphis ahead. And here's Kunga, who can come in, and you talk about energy, you'll get it. Absolutely from Lagos, young man from Angola. And right away, he got it in the middle, and Allen almost had a hat trick. That was so close, and Todd Morton with a very, very big save.
And with that, even 5-0 down, that could be a save of the week candidate on USLChampionship.com because his reflexes were lightning fast, and Brendan's like, man, what have I got to do to get a hat trick around here?
He's going, how did I not get that to go?
Is it fair to say that Lagos Kunga made an immediate impact upon coming in?
I would say you can't get a cleaner pass than that. Here's the corner. Birch into Collier, and that was almost a heel kick, but it missed.
You would think that that was a scuffed corner kick. I will tell you from watching them in practice, that's a planned play. They've been working on the half volley from set pieces. They do that almost on a daily basis.
Doyle uses his body to shield. Morton will clear it.
Allen was going to be offside, so he just laid off of that one.
And Allen continues to press.
There's another question. How long, if you're going to sub Allen, how much more of a leash do you give him to go for the hat trick? Do you give him the entire match?
Those are the reasons they pay Tim Mulqueen the big money.
Such tough questions when you're up 5-0.
Yeah. Play on, and Najim does. And here's a chance as Kunga in a foot race. Todd Morton had to come way out. And there is Brandon Allen getting up slowly.
That's good officiating by Alejandro Mariscal on the other end. Kunga pushing, and then also the defender for Bethlehem Steel pushing back. He doesn't stop play. He lets it continue to run. Although we may see the whistle blow in just a moment as Collier is now down.
And he's asking for stoppage of play. We've not had much. We had 1 minute of extra time in the first half. And Memphis is not getting that time. And Collier is still down. Here's one more look at how close the Brandon Allen header was.
Oh, and look at the keeper having to use the trailing hand to come from behind because Allen was heading that back toward the center of the goal. So a terrific save. But again, if that's not on the save of the week reel, then somebody's pulled a rabbit out of the hat, because that was a terrific save. And here's what happened to Collier. Got his ankle stomped on there.
That does not look like the ankle, and that's a good thing, because the ankle was the injured part that kept him out for a while. I think he's buying himself a few minutes. Not too bad. He'll live it off.
No card for Harriel because official let the play come on. He came back. I did not see him issue a card for that foul.
I think we're about to get a substitution for Bethlehem Steel. I got a feeling Shanya Borgelin is going to come in. We may get two. Zandy may be coming into the game too. And Muckett's going to come in. He's going to replace Grandison. So now both teams will end up making double substitutions here. Two substitutions on the night of their three. Muckett comes in, Grandison out, Kunga is in, Epps is out for Memphis. And it kind of looked to me Borgelin and Zandy were about to come in. And I'm not sure who they're, well, let's see. Borgelin is coming in for Rayon. And we'll see who Zandy comes in for. In the 62nd minute now, 5-0 Memphis. Really, you get the sense the only thing that isn't decided is the final score.
It looks like Willis is out and Zandy is going to be the one taking his place tonight.
So Shivani Willis from Jamaica out, and Zandy comes in. Zandy is from Chester, Pennsylvania. It'll be a goal kick, and Jeff Collier will put it into play. Hoping for that chicken salad chick clean sheet. It all started early, 6 minutes in. Marcus Epps. I should say Jeff Collier actually started it in the 6th minute, and Epps got one in the 16th, and the romp's been on ever since. Liam Doyle got the 5th goal 5 minutes really into this second half, and Birch will head it on back to Jeff Caldwell.
So with these changes, again, it looks like it's a couple of like for likes for Bethlehem Steel at this point. So I think they're just going to try to play it out as is with the current formation.
Well, Zandy's a guy who's had 3 goals and 6 assists, and that's the most on the team. He is a setup guy all the way. Chambers, nifty movement. Najim stole it away, and another no-look pass and a whistle to stop. Muckett was about to go off to the races.
Mariscal is smiling as he calls the foul on Allen, because Allen went down after he fouled the Bethlehem Steel player, trying to get the call the other way, and Mariscal said, I'm not buying what you're selling right now. You got 2 goals, but you're not going to get an Emmy for that.
Well, when things are going your way, you try.
Oh, yeah.
Unforced error, and here comes Muckett for Memphis. Memphis playing conservative now, up 5-0. Najim sends it wide. And from behind it was kicked. That almost got by Morton there for a second.
It's good heads-up play by the keeper to save that, not only from going out for a corner, but also to quickly get it back up the field and try to counterattack. Which he's totally entitled to pick up that ball, because that was a deflection from his teammate. If it had been an intentional back pass, he could have only played with other parts of his body.
Well, Metzger made a beautiful move, and here's another nice pass. Kunga can't get past the defender, Harriel.
Well, that guy's been everywhere tonight. He's been fouling. He's been fouled. He's pushed forward tonight. Nathan Harriel has been. He's had a long, hard evening tonight, no doubt about that. Now we've got more. We've got more discussions on the Memphis bench with the official.
And Birch and Metzger will play one touch. Najim ahead, and Morton has to come out. Once again, Allen was closing in. A little bit of pressure finally on Caldwell. He'll pick it up. That was Borgelin who was going to try to do a little press.
It looks like Borgelin is going to stay up high, Dave. I know he had been officially substituted for Rayan, but it looks like
he's Morton keeping it in front of him. Lindley with the big leg. He's going to test it. Way over the head of Morton.
It's the 20th shot of the night from Memphis 901 FC. 8 of them have been on target, but it seems like since Doyle's goal, things have kind of settled down just a little bit. And Bethlehem Steel getting just a little bit more of the possession. Shots on target, by the way, 8-0 in favor of 901 FC.
That is the kind of domination. Well, how about 20-8 in just total shots? I would argue that there was the one shot that hit the post. I would have called that on target.
Yes. I would have claimed it if I were playing.
Famu sends it on the wing and taken right away. Memphis's defense has been brilliant tonight. Those numbers that we just shared with you are evidence of it.
And you know, everything turned around after the Tampa game. The Tampa match was the end of a run where 901 FC had been 0-4-1 during that spell and scored only 1 goal during that time.
I would tell you, I just look at style of play.
Yeah.
And this guy has hustled the last 2 games, Metzger. He's been everywhere. But if I go back to the very first game that we had with Pittsburgh here, they got rained out at the half. And that Memphis wasn't in their league. And then they lost there 4-0. Now, I know they lost, and there are no moral victories when you're playing USL Championship. But when you go toe-to-toe and you lose on a beautiful set piece, and I mean you're in the game the whole way with Pittsburgh, you've come up a lot way, because Pittsburgh could easily win the East now in these last few games.
Absolutely. Anyone in the top 5 has a shot at this. Pittsburgh has every bit, as you said, every bit of a chance to do that.
Wow, that's a legal tackle. There's not been a whistle, and Doyle will control. Part of the good defense Memphis has played tonight.
But to your point, yes, Pittsburgh has as good a chance as anybody right now of winning this, especially with the streak that they've put together of not allowing goals. Essentially, the defense has just said, we're going to do our part. Now you attackers need to get at least a goal, and we'll take care of the rest.
And there's a bender from Morton. And as we enter the 69th minute, 61% of the time, not quite as dominating as it was in the first, but it's hard to keep your intensity when you're up 5-0.
Sure, and you've got Bethlehem Steel that's made a change or two and starting to push a little bit more forward, and the reason of that is simply 901 FC in the first 35 minutes were absolutely stifling with pressuring high, not allowing Bethlehem Steel to get comfortable in their own third. Memphis has laid off just a little bit. We're still seeing a little bit of token pressure.
And you just saw Lindley, little thumbs up. I think that was to Tim Mulqueen, who was going, should I take you out? You mentioned earlier, missed, banged up, just back for this game because he missed the Pittsburgh game. and he goes, no, let me stay in. I'm enjoying this.
Cam Lindley wants to be taken out of the match as much as I want you to take away my 50% discount from Papa John's tonight, and that is not at all. He wants to go 90 minutes tonight, but it does look like he's going to call it a night after 70 minutes.
So they'll bring in Leston Paul, who also was all over the place, and a nice hug for Lindley. He had a couple of those no-look passes. 1 assist tonight, and again, heads-up play on both sides.
Terrific night back for Cam Lindley. A great way to get back into it after a night off, and it's going to be fun to see Leston Paul here finish out the match. He's a fun player to watch in the midfield. Very creative, quick on the ball, and not afraid to put in a good tackle. I
thought he was outstanding in the game against Pittsburgh the other night. This will be the 5th win in 6 games, and we addressed this in the first half a little bit, but I can't lose sight. This what is this ball club, 9 months old? This Andrew Bell is building this thing for years to come. And there's clean play, no whistle. I thought Najim got knocked down.
Good backtracking by Dwayne Muckett to pick that off and get that to Leston Paul. Yeah, just 9 months ago. I mean, this is built for the long game.
Burge avoids a lot of contact from a big guy. That was Borgelin, 6'3", almost 200 pounds from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Najim getting up slowly. Nice sportsmanship there from the Irishman, the captain, James Chambers, 32 years old. He played a bunch of MLS, I think.
I think he's had a cup of coffee or two. Yeah. He's part of a contingency of former MLS players who have made an impact in this league, and that's one of the great things about this league is you have some with MLS experience, other with international experience, and some guys that are coming through getting their first taste of professionalism, and that's just one of the great things is every team has a special story, and that's what makes this league so great.
Diaz, a Panamanian 6'1" forward, will come in, and he is going to replace Ferris. So the top goal scorer, the super 19-year-old, a little frustrated tonight. He got the ball taken away from him a couple of times. He and Galena, I think, have been frustrated. But Ferris will leave, gets a pat on the back from his coach, Brendan Burke. And we're done with the subbing. All 3 teams now, 3 new faces on field. A little too far for Diaz, just in. Morton touched it last. Diaz splits 2. And Doyle takes it away.
Is that going to go to Memphis? It is.
That might be a break. I don't think Tim Mulqueen liked the way that was being played by Kunga. He sent his message, I think, concisely. Doyle will send it wide. Anderson told Muckett, "You go forward."
And you got to remember too, with Tristan Hodge, who's out with that ACL for the rest of the year, there have been a cast of characters covering the wings on defense for 901 FC. Grandison started out as kind of a central defensive midfielder and played a little bit on the wing in the midfield, but he's reinvented himself, and he's done everything that Tim Mulqueen has asked to come back and play defense, and has acquitted himself very well time after time.
Yeah, don't forget guys like Raul Gonzalez that got hurt early too, and then of course you had the unfortunate retirement of one of the
Javier Cordovez.
Yeah.
That just seems like years ago.
It's really, well, you know why? Because the season's so long, considering it starts in February. Birch always steady, clears it. Kunga uses the referee.
Now the challenge for these 3 subs is to come in and pick up where the team had left off and keep this good thing going for the last 15, 16 minutes of the match.
Caldwell to the right man. Doyle. Now you start to think ahead. You've got Indy, and that's a tough one. And we've got some big collision there with Picasso and Rustin Paul.
Yeah, Picasso's going to go in.
And somebody's got a yellow. It's coming.
He's like, wait.
He's going, you can't do that to me. My left hamstring's killing me.
I'm hurting. You can't show this card until I stand up. Like he's either got a knock on the knee, it looks like maybe a cramp. I've always found this interesting that you've got guys and sometimes guys from the other team that will come out and work on it. Just a total stranger will start working on your cramp. It's like, just leave me alone. Let the trainer do this.
It is humid tonight.
Yes, sir.
And it's been in the 80s, and yeah, he runs right into it. Well, that's tough when you get hurt and you get the yellow.
Well,
adds insult to injury.
For Picasso, that was no work of art.
No, it was not.
For the most part, referee has kept his yellow cards in his back pocket for most of the night.
I would say it's been an easier game for him than it was for Brad Jensen in the last game. Pittsburgh they have the old Nolan Richardson, Rick Pitino philosophy of they're not going to call everyone, just keep fouling.
That's a good point. And they sure didn't. They sure didn't. I know Coach Mulqueen was not too thrilled at the way our guys were getting kicked around in our last attacking 30 yards from the goal. You know, that night, well, you saw we had a lot of set pieces from that far out, but they just would not let us get a clean look through on goal inside 25 yards.
Well, what makes this game so important is, yeah, this is a game you could win and you really had to win, especially since you've got Indy next, and you know Indy is in the moment second. You've got the last game of the year against Louisville. There's a playoff team. You're chasing Charleston. You're chasing Birmingham. You're going to play Charleston. You're going to play Charlotte, a team you can beat. Those are there's those 3 games: Charleston and Charlotte, and this game with Bethlehem. You sort of had to win if you're going to make the playoffs, and then you got to hope to get some points at Indy and against Louisville City here, final regular season game in a couple of weeks.
Well, this almost works in a way of 6 points, Dave, because you keep Bethlehem from getting 3, and you put another game on their calendar that they've had to tick off that's had no benefit. So this is a big result tonight for 901 FC. Still a big staircase to climb, but it's another stair cleared, hopefully here in the next 13 minutes plus stoppage time.
Paul will slow it down. Birch chipping it forward. Luckett into the box, and Allen has it headed away. Grandison goes down, and we got a call. And there's some frustration going on there. I believe that was Walter Cortez. Not happy.
Be interesting to see if he gets a yellow here. I mean, it's 5-0. I don't know if he's going to flash a yellow here. I mean, the ball came right back. Doesn't look like he's going to get a card in this case.
In case you're just joining us, Dave Velocia and Tim Van Horn with you. Nice to have you aboard on a warm night at AutoZone Park. And the Memphis 901 looking for their 9th win this year. It would be their 5th at home. They have been in control. It was Jeff Collier in the 6th minute, right off the bat, getting Memphis into the books. 10 minutes later in the 16th minute, Marcus Epps made it 2-0. Brandon Allen scored in the 29th and the 36th. And there's Metzger with that nice foot, allowing Jeff Caldwell to not even break a sweat. Kunga the other way. Allen got the 2 in the 29th and the 36th, and then 5 minutes into this second half, Liam Doyle got a ricochet off a set piece and knocked it through. He's had an assist and a goal tonight, the big defender. And ever since then, it's really just been Memphis sort of playing keep away and keeping the clean sheet.
Oh, good tackle by Leston Paul.
He went down. He got in. He's okay.
He got fouled for his trouble. I tell you what, I love watching Dwayne Muckett, love watching Leston Paul work in tight spaces, very calm, even when double teamed. And they have been just a great find. You know, Tim Mulqueen and Andrew Bell went down to the Caribbean, went looking for some talent, and they came back with several terrific players that have just been great for Memphis 901 FC. Just a couple of the guys. Tristan Hodge among the others. Can't wait to have him back. And of course, Raul Gonzalez, the former University of Memphis Tiger, when he comes back to 100%, have him next year, because I believe he even scored in the preseason before he got hurt. So just so much optimism looking toward 2020, and it couldn't happen at a better time here. Is still in the midst of a chance to grab a playoff spot.
Could have more games than that final one against Louisville City, as we've talked about. Galena does not like that call either.
Alejandro Mariscal tried to let that play finish out, but once they got caught up in traffic, I don't think he had any other choice than to go ahead and call the foul there. That was a terrific referee, and he gave it a chance to continue without disrupting the flow, but it just wasn't meant to be.
They'll play it back to Caldwell. He's got to love playing this team. Very first clean sheet as a pro came against this, and there is a mistake, and Doyle smartly knocked it away. Jeff Caldwell raises his hand. You'll see him beyond Doyle thanking him.
I just heard Tim Mulqueen from up here.
Yeah.
And he had some instructions about the next time Caldwell needed to clear the ball.
Harriot will get it in. Galena, nifty move there into the box and headed away by Birch. Picasso was able to get it in. Here's a quick shot, and that one goes wide.
And you saw Jeff Caldwell's body language. Terrific shot, but he knows that pretty much his waiting for that clearance and took too much time caused that whole sequence. He's like, guys, sorry about that.
Yep.
I get it. It's on me.
Borgelin almost did some damage there just into the game. So Caldwell, we were just talking about him. Here's a good look. And that just missed high and slightly wide.
He leaned back just a little much, just got a little too much over the top. But yeah, Caldwell just raised his hand and said, listen, guys, that's on me. Won't happen again.
Clean sheet against St. Louis, one earlier against this team, the first one in his pro career. And that should be a foul on Muckett. And that's going to be a yellow card on Muckett. That comes in the 83rd minute. And getting up very slowly. Femu. There's no doubt that was a rough foul by Muckett. That really was worthy of a yellow card.
Yeah, hey, he wasn't even close to the ball.
All right, so interesting setup here, Dave, as you've got a couple of options here. You've got Cortez, you've got Chambers lined up over the ball. You've got a two-man wall with Muckett and Najim. And really what this turns out to be is pretty much a glorified corner kick, as they're going to try to swing this right around where Dan Metzger and Liam Doyle are and see if they can get ahead on this.
Chambers fakes the setup. Cortez puts it in the box, and that is cleared away by Paul. And they press up. Picasso.
Good footwork by Todd Morton.
If I can be like you, that was a brushstroke that didn't quite work.
That was terrific. That was terrific. Morton, I think, has had a good night against Picasso tonight.
I think he has too.
Solid night down the wing, and it's just.
I thought they did a great job on Galena and on Ferris too. Here's another corner, and that time the big guy, Borgelin, got a little bit of a look at it, but it did not go his way, and Caldwell keeps that clean sheet for the moment. 5-0 Memphis, all Memphis basically since the 6th minute of this game.
I think you win 1-0 on the art punch. The brush stroke was less of a low-hanging fruit. I thought that was better.
Than the Picasso?
Yeah.
Good crowd here again tonight. You know, you think they've been coming since February. They've really fallen in love with this team.
Yeah.
Number 7 in attendance in the entire USL Championship, which means East and West. And of all the expansion teams that came in, there were 7 of them. It's the second of the expansion teams. There's a shove from behind by Galena. Josh Morton is saying, hey, man, I don't think that was. I would like to invite you to Thanksgiving.
I think he said we're headed to Beale Street after the match. You guys want to go have a Coke and maybe a burger? Yeah.
It's been a frustrating night for Galena.
And appreciate the fact the assistant referee there made the call. You know, this late in the match, things can get a little chippy. He's just trying to keep that reined in.
Caldwell will chip it.
Well, here's a question for you, Dave. You said that it's been a frustrating night. What % of that would you chalk up to Bethlehem Steel just having some bad touches? And what % would you say Memphis 901 FC imposing its will?
I think Memphis came out right from the get-go. Those first couple of goals were so aggressive. And they were just coming in waves. They played Allen and Collier together up front right off the bat. And they, I think, felt like they were quicker and more skilled than this team from the get-go. They had already beaten them once 1-0. And since that game in March, they're a much improved team. They're much better. And once they got that 2-0 lead, then Brandon Allen started to put on a show, and that was fun. And I honestly think they could have scored more. They sort of called the dogs off here in the second half after the first 5 minutes when Doyle got his goal.
And I wouldn't sleep on the fact that Allen might get his hat trick here late in the match when things get a little sloppy, because all it takes is just one subtle touch from him and he can hit pay dirt. So I wouldn't completely rule out him getting one more. I know it's actually been quite some time. We're still stuck on 21 shots. It's been quite some time since we've really had a shot on net, but in these last few moments when everything gets pushed forward by Bethlehem Steel, don't sleep on the fact that he might get one more chance tonight. And really, he doesn't need many chances.
Diaz trying to make something happen here, and Metzger knocks it right away. 2.5 minutes.
Can't be much stoppage time. 5-0. I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to risk this getting chippy. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time. Maybe. I mean, the point's already been proven for the night. You know, another interesting thing about this league is when you have teams like Philadelphia Union and Atlanta United too, and Red Bulls too, you don't know if you're the opposing coach who you might be facing until perhaps a day or the day of the game, because they have so many in their academy that they can bring down. Yeah. I think you mentioned to me before the match around 32 guys have been on this 30.
They've had 32 on their roster, but if you think about it, and all the transactions that Andrew Val has made and all these new acquisitions, and a guy like Dolly is gone. He was on loan.
And then we've loaned out players too.
Well, the other thing, if you're at the top end of the East and you're looking about who you're going to play in the playoffs, you're talking about 5 teams separated by 4 points. And down goes that Allen?
That's Brandon Allen.
That's what I was afraid of, and he got hit hard.
He took a hard tackle from behind from Lefemu. He's going to go.
Yeah, you're talking about points being proven. Now there's a yellow card for Lefemu. Lefemu was the one that was, I think, roughed up pretty well by Metzger. But let's see how.
Oh, on the heel.
Yep. And then when he falls backwards, see how hard he hits. Yeah, it's the
elbow or the hip?
I think it might be the elbow. And this thing may be getting out of hand a little bit. Inside a half a minute of regulation.
A little too much mustard on that one, on the switch.
Knocked that thing away, and we're about to find out how much extra time we're going to get here. Again, hoping for that clean sheet, that chicken salad chip clean sheet. 1 minute of extra time, and you make a good point. There was more stoppage in this half, but they want to get out of here. It's 5-0.
Yeah, you don't want to get anybody hurt. You don't want to get anybody, if you're the referee, you don't want to get anybody sent off in parts of the match where the point's already been proven. Yeah.
Muck, it'll clear.
There's Brandon Allen. He's still going for that hat trick.
I like to see that first step. That tells me the hip or the elbow, whatever was hurt, is okay. What a night. It began 6 minutes in. It was never in doubt, honestly, after that. Caldwell was pretty good for most part. Birch made one big save, and here's a chance. Grandison does a good job of staying in front of Borgelin. And that may just do it. I guess they'll give him one more shot here. Galena.
He's seen enough.
So Memphis wins for the 5th time here at AutoZone Park for the ninth time overall. They score the most goals they have all year with 5. And now they're at 34 points for the moment, 5 points away from the playoffs. And Tim Mulqueen, very, very intense. Allen seems to be okay as he jokes with Lindley. And Mulqueen still hot after he wins 5-0. As this was getting out of hand a little bit, there's the sportsmanship with Brendan Burke, their coach. And the Mafia about ready to hit Beale Street.
Another interesting night before the match. We talked about controversy. Bethlehem Steel comes out skeptical of the dimensions of the field. It's proven that the field is regulation size. Seemed like the goal size was just fine tonight for Memphis 901 FC.
Worked out very, very well. Now Tim is settled down a little bit. A shake of the hand of the refs. A salute to his team, Marcus Epps. 5-0. 901 FC a winner. Back in a minute. They love it here at AutoZone Park. 5-0. That's your final. And 3 important points for Memphis 901 FC in the chase to get into the playoffs in the East. Bethlehem Steel, they may have been eliminated from that race tonight. I know psychologically they were damaged in this domination. Tonight's Buff City Soap Man of the Match, Liam Doyle. Look at this lead to the goal by Marcus Epps that put Memphis up 2-0, and he also had a goal himself.
Terrific night, yeah. The assist from Doyle, you thought, okay, well, that's great out of the back. But then off of the corner, which was headed by Josh Morton, he has the deflection, the follow-up, and the goal. And then, of course, Liam Doyle being Liam Doyle on defense as well. But look at that nice finish there, putting the cherry on the sundae for 901 FC tonight.
You could say he put the buff on the soap. Outstanding, and even Brendan Allen is saluting Liam Doyle, the Buff City Soap Man of the match. And look at all those clearances, too. He was terrific.
And deserving. He had a big clearance in the St. Louis win last week. He's been so good since coming over from Nashville.
Also, we've got some exciting news that we're pleased to let you know, and that's another clean sheet, the chicken salad Chick clean sheet. You win $5 off a $10 purchase at Chicken Salad Chick. Download the free Chicken Salad Chick app now and use the promo code 901CHICK to get $5 off your Chicken Salad Chick. A limit of 1 per purchase, and we've just been told, because of the dominance of this, it's activated for the rest of the season. Tim Van Horn.
Don't say Dave Woloshin never gave you anything. It's the greatest gift he could possibly give you. Again, that's 901 Chick for the rest of the season.
How about this gift for you right here? The numbers that we will see that show total domination by Memphis. You look on the scoreboard, you see it's 5-0, but look at the shots. 21-10. Again, shots on goal, 8-0.
And look, possession 61-39, but more importantly, look at the total passes.
Yeah.
468. That's a team that's confident. They know where their teammates are, and that success rate carried all the way up the pitch as they controlled all thirds of AutoZone Park tonight.
Got a little chippy at the end, 16 fouls. That upset the coach, Tim Mulqueen, but he takes the win. He'll forget all about that. A little autograph time. Collier and Allen, how about that? Domination up front tonight. 3 goals out of those 2 guys.
Fantastic night, and a lot of folks don't want it to end, but you know what? It's got to, but we're going to do it again sometime really, really soon.
Well, you're in Indy next week. You can watch it here on Channel 30, and then, of course, the week after that, it will be right here. This was fun. This was the most offense that we've seen all year long from Memphis 901 FC. 4 goals first half, 1 in the first 5 minutes. Allen was outstanding, so was the whole team. 5-0. For the entire crew, I'm Dave Woloshin, Tim Van Horn. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.